How to restore a rusty knife. Whether you've found a knife in one of your old toolboxes or accidentally left your favorite knife outside in the rain, chances are you have encountered a nasty case of rust. Many old-timers considered rust the sign of a knife's quality, but a rusted knife is also dangerous, useless, and downright ugly. Why do knives rust? Here are the ingredients for rust: iron, water, and air. For those who don't know, iron is the secret ingredient of the steel found in your knife blades. So when you combine your knife with air and water, you get rust. Subscribe and activate the bell to be notified as soon we upload a new video. How to remove rust from your knife. Each of these methods can be used in conjunction with one another or repeated for particularly rusty blades. After removing the rust, I do recommend resharpening the blade after any method to ensure a sharp and safe blade. Method number 1: baking soda. Materials: baking soda, water, toothbrush, steel wool or sponge, cloth. 1. Clean your knife. The first thing you want to do is thoroughly clean the blade of your knife because dirt can interfere with the removal of rust. Try to avoid water because that's what mostly made your knife rust. Instead, use some sort of cleaning solution and wipe it down with a cloth. 2. Create baking soda paste. Next, create a little bit of baking soda paste. You can pour a fair amount of baking soda into a bowl and add some water or lemon juice. Stir it up until it becomes a paste. 3. Scrub with toothbrush. Apply the thick paste to a toothbrush and liberally speed it across the blade. You can scrub only with the toothbrush if the rust isn't too severe or set in. 4. Use steel wool or an abrasive sponge. For extremely rusty blades, you'll need a little more abrasion to help remove the rust. Steel wool is commonly recommended, though it can mess up your blade if you scrub too hard. Another alternative is a slightly abrasive sponge. Be careful not to scrub too hard because you can scratch the blade or ruin the finish. 5. Wipe the blade clean. Finally, clean off the blade with a piece of cloth to remove the excessive baking powder. If you want to be really good to your blade, you can apply some mineral oil afterward to make sure it's lubricated and protected from rust in the future. Method number 2: vinegar bath. Materials: pan or cup, white vinegar, sponge, cloth. 1. Pour vinegar into a cup or pan. Be sure to use white vinegar, which contains a substance called acetic acid that will attack the rust. Other types of vinegar may leave stains. 2. Soak the rusty knife. If you don't want to soak the whole blade or knife, you can also soak a paper towel in the vinegar and wrap it around the blade. Only leave the knife for about 5 minutes. Any longer and you risk damaging your blade. 3. Wipe down the blade. After it's done soaking, you'll want to wipe down the blade. At this point, you may still want to do the baking soda or WD-40 method if there is still a little rust. I'd again recommend mineral oil for extra protection and cleaning. Method number 3: WD-40. Materials: WD-40, fine sandpaper, cloth. I recommend this method for a larger knife like a machete or a knife you won't be used for food preparation, since WD-40 can be harmful if ingested. But it's a quick and effective method of rust removal. Don't use it for lubricant. 1. Spray WD-40 on the blade. This step needs little explanation. Spray the affected parts of the blade with a spritz of WD-40. 2. Gently sand the blade. You'll want to use very fine sandpaper, think 400, to gently get the rust off the blade. Make sure not to touch the edge or you're liable to mess it up. 3. Wipe it down. That should be enough to do it. If the rust is heavier, you may want to do one of the 2 previous methods. Again, avoid if you're doing any food prep with the knife. Subscribe and activate the bell to be notified as soon we upload a new video.